What up, everybody? Steviebreech coming to you. This is me in an empty cafeteria. It's just me and my two girls sleeping right there. Just ate some Burger King. It'd be a lot better if I ate the Burger King when I got it, but I got it and I left it in the car, thinking my old wife would be moved from one room to another room, and I was waiting on that. And it sat in the car for about an hour, hour and a half. It got cold. Before I finally was able to eat it. I'm having some fun here. I guess I'm pretty bored. I just listened to the Mick Foley Wrestling Observer thing, and now I was going to start up my Q&A. If you see me sort of being a little bit jumpy, is in the cafeteria they didn't turn off the thing you're supposed to bust your dishes on. It's like a machine that like keeps going around, and you like put your tray on it, and it like takes it in the back where the dishwashers are, and they wash it. And so like it jumps every couple of minutes. When it gets around to a certain spot, it goes, and it's a little bit like, what the hell's going on? Even though I've been heard it like 1,000 times. And there's a door on the other side over here that when the wind blows, it's sort of like, it sounds like somebody's opening it, but nobody's there. Almost like it's like a little ghost going on. But yeah, there we go. Let's start this little Q&A. I'll try not to go too long, but you guys really did a lot of questions and really surprised me on this. I had to put the video on private so I would stop getting them. But first one is, what are your thoughts on how TNA uses their new talent to compete with WWE? In my opinion, WWE is doing a lot more to bring up fast rising stars in a rapid amount of time, while TNA sort of takes a slow pace on theirs. TNA is weird because they'll bring guys up as like the job squad, and like once they're like tired of using him as jobbers, guys like Magnus and Gunner, then all of a sudden they disappear for a couple of months, and then they come back and they're supposed to be huge stars, and it's like, well, they've been off TV, but we still remember them losing like 1,000 matches in a row. So what makes them different now? Even a guy like Crimson came in, they did the opposite. He had the huge long winning streak, comes back, and we're supposed to believe in this guy, and he loses his first match to Joseph Park. So TNA, I don't know what the hell they do. Next question is, there has to be me. Hey, Lord Stevie, that always honestly bugs me. I don't know why you do that. When you call me Lord Stevie, it makes me feel really weird. What's your favorite Undertaker Mania match? Top 5. I don't think I can do a top 5 off the top of my head, but I'll say Taker versus Triple H from WrestleMania 27. The No Holds Barred match is my favorite Taker Mania match because it's one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. All in all, it's one of my favorite matches that I was ever had to watch live. WrestleMania 28 might be better to watch on DVD, but oh man, the way I was feeling when I was watching that one. And he snuck in a second one. Who's your favorite face and heel of all time? Favorite guy that I liked both ways is Triple H and Hulk Hogan. Both of those guys, I liked them when they were heels, and I liked them when they're faces. It doesn't matter. I always sort of get into whatever they're doing. Straight Talk Wrestle. Who's your favorite for Bound for Glory 2013? It's going to be AJ. It has to be AJ, or why would they be doing this storyline? It doesn't make any sense if they have anybody else other than AJ win this thing and go up against Bully Ray. Hopefully they can get it where they get together, and he's back on TNA's side somehow. The stuff they're doing right now, especially that promo he did on Thursday, it's going to be kind of weird to see how they tie it all together. Inside the Codex. Why do you like wrestling? I like wrestling, honestly, because there's no reruns. There's no off-season. There's always, like, backstage commotion, much like when you watch wrestling, just like when you watch wrestling. I did it again. I apologize. It's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Why do you like wrestling? It has no... it has a whole bunch of like rumors that goes along with it. I guess like where the dirt sheets come from and stuff like that. So, it's a lot like following baseball, but like there's always something, especially with it being like almost every night of the week there's wrestling. Especially if there's a pay-per-view that week. When you have like Monday Night Raw, and then you have Tuesday. You always have the SmackDown spoilers if you're into that. So there's always a whole bunch of news that comes out on Tuesday. And like Wednesday, main event's a good show. Thursday, you got freaking Impact, and then Friday you got SmackDown. So, there's always something going on. Next question is the Mind Freak 2008. Do you watch NASCAR? I honestly haven't watched NASCAR probably in about 5 years, but there was a good time with me and my wife and my buddy from work. We'd always have parties on Sunday nights. We would hit it up to TiVo the race, and we would watch it. And we'd always have a lot of fun. We always make a big event out of it. And we liked watching it on the DVR because you could fast forward the commercials. And I think a NASCAR race more times like almost like 5 hours long when you watch it on TV. But when you were, TiVoing it, you could fast forward the commercials. You could make it about a 3-hour ordeal. And we used to cook and eat hors d'oeuvres and drink beer. And we used to have a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden I moved. Me and that friend, we had a disagreement and we broke up. We still aren't friends today. And I just don't watch it anymore. I think I had like 3 guys that I really liked. I liked Earnhardt Jr. mostly because when I started to get into NASCAR, he was the most popular guy, so I sort of stayed with him. But Martin Truex Jr. was the guy that I really liked a lot. And Montoya started, and I was sort of pushing for him to get some wins. So those are the 3 guys that I liked. WWE Cena Fan 19, do you watch soccer? I don't think I've ever watched soccer, honestly. WWE Cena Fan 19, do you watch Friends or 2.5 Men? I used to watch Friends. I watched Friends from the beginning to end, all the way through. I don't watch the reruns, and I don't watch my DVDs sets that I have of those guys because the show just doesn't hang with today. Like some shows like are timeless. You can watch them whenever. Like Andy Mayberry is one show that comes to mind. Even though that was set like in the '60s or whatever year that was, it's still good TV to watch today. 2.5 Men. Honestly, I just lost focus when Charlie Sheen left. I gave it a good season with what the fuck's his name? The new dude that's on the show, Kelso from the '70s show. He's pretty famous. I feel sort of embarrassed for not remembering his name, but remember, it is late. And it didn't work for me, so I had to let it go. I honestly was really surprised it didn't get canceled at the end of this season. What is your favorite wrestling company or promotion? Easily has to be WWE. This is Christian Orzoko. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time? Triple H or Hulk Hogan, either or. I have reasons to go with each one. Triple H because of his wrestling style and how I think he has a great match with almost anybody that he's ever wrestled. Hulk Hogan because of how much of a fan I was when I was growing up. Joe Winstanley. John Cena versus Undertaker WrestleMania. Who would win? If it happened at this year's WrestleMania, Taker would beat Cena. Honestly, they're not going to let Taker lose. Cena is one guy that is very believable that they would let him beat him, though. GT Killa 31298. John Cena the rapper, John Cena the wrestler. I'll take the wrestler any day. I think the rapper's a little bit played out, and I don't think he could keep that gimmick up week in, week out anymore. Pac-Man 072286. Which company do you like the most, TNA or WWE? Let's see. I like WWE the most. I mean, TNA for a good while was putting on better shows. Mostly for the one point it was a 2-hour show and there was only one a week, and it wasn't like I was watching three days out of the week with main event Raw and SmackDown. But honestly, WWE, for a whole bunch of different reasons. Their roster's better, their writing's better. They follow through on their ideas. Their the way they shoot things, their whole budget they put in everything, it's going to be hard to beat. Anthony Campana, what's your favorite live wrestling moment? Easily WrestleMania 20. Well, walking into WrestleMania 26 was freaking cool, but WrestleMania 27, just being there with Luke Cage and Assault and Battery and just watching that Taker match, like, I remember telling everybody that Triple H was going to win, but in my heart, I knew Taker was going to win. But, and like, just the way they won me over, thinking Triple H was really going to win that match, I was just beat at the end of that match. Honestly, it was huge. NFL, MLB, or NBA, which do you find more entertaining? Easily football, just for the hard hits and the knocks, and just, it's just constant motion, just round and around, round baseball. Some pitchers come out there and they take forever to throw the ball. They check first base 1,000 times, some stuff like that. And NBA, I can watch most teams. and stuff, but the way I've fallen out of college, there's so many guys in the league that I really don't even know who they are unless I watch the team a whole bunch of times. That's the only reason why I didn't pick them. Basketball is real fun to watch, though. Anthony Remy, do you think the Spurs will win another title with Duncan before he retires? That team's getting old. Honestly, if the Spurs are going to do it, they got to make some moves. I think Parker would have to go. Definitely Ginobili would have to go. But that's a team that's committed to winning. They're going to spend the money on whoever they need to get. And yeah, I wouldn't bet against them. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that are worse favorites to win another one. Bloodline Shane 92. What would it take for you to stop watching wrestling? Another Triple H versus Scott Steiner debate. WWE Figure Boy, do you want a kettle? I don't think so. I think I'm alright. Don CX. If WWE do WrestleMania in the UK, would you come over for it? No. Because I honestly think the UK guys are honestly really, really big true fans. Really jump on that plane just to fly over. That flight would kill my budget alone, and you guys do it year in, year out, and I can't believe it. Give my respect to all you guys that make the trip for that. Your favorite item in your collection from the Game Triple H. Favorite thing in my collection would easily be my. I'm so torn. I have a WrestleMania 27 plaque by The Undertaker, and I had I get it signed at an Access signing by Triple H. That's one of my favorites. But I also have that TNA plaque for Lockdown 2011 that's signed by the whole TNA roster, minus AJ Styles and Hulk Hogan. That, on some good days, is my favorite thing in my collection as well. Mr. Big Red 1990. Do you have a favorite Kane moment? Not really. I always liked that Tory girl. That was with DX, and X-Pac stole her from Kane, and I thought it was pretty badass when Kane actually had a girlfriend. That whole stuff was pretty good. That's probably one of the things that really sticks out in my mind. I always thought she was really hot. Pedro Caddy? That's a weird name. Did you ever meet any sexy ladies? Did you ever meet any sexy ladies who watched WWE? I only had one girlfriend who used to watch wrestling with me. Ever. You coming in?